Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
But usually we don't do anything to, like, coordinate ourselves. We can do the friends clap, though. It's been a while, but I feel like I can
really
do
great
it.
For me, because it doesn't help at all with syncing, because the friends clap is historically asynchronous. But sure, I'll play along with the bit, if you want.
It's usually that or some sort of, like, coordinated scream, I feel like is the best way to kind of, like, sync our audio.
That's...
It's like a general sigh.
Just howl at the moon. That would actually be kind of therapeutic at the moment, honestly. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, go for it. Live your truth.
Welcome to into the twilight. 2020, go howl at the moon. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like that's the easiest way for us to start getting listeners that are furries. Like, I want their money. How do I support them? And anyway, to answer that question, here's our host for the week, Jenny. Welcome to the space.
What a chaotic introduction.
Resident expert.
Oh my god.
I hope. That's what the notes I got were, so I don't know.
Interview with the vampire scholar? Question mark.
So, I do have to confess, today I found out the title is Interview with the Vampire, not a vampire.
Okay,
so
we have to talk about this right off the bat.
Right.
I've been wrong, like, the whole time.
Yeah, and also everyone has. It's like a Mandela effect. Like, I remember, because, like, back in the day, Jenni wrote about this for 14 East, and I was editing, like, this, giant 1994 retrospective of movies. Interview with the Vampire being one of them. And I had to keep editing from out to
You had to keep editing me doing it wrong.
And I was like, I'm not gonna say it, but I will just keep adding little Google comments. just changing it. Yeah. Because I think when you Google it, too, like, it'll automatically do, like, first.
It does.
Like, everyone's wrong. Everyone is wrong about it.
No, yeah, everyone's wrong. I have cited it in papers and had no one say anything.
No! No.
Everyone's just been led astray.
I've been calling it Interview with a Vampire for so long.
It just makes more grammatical sense, and I can't tell if it's a grammar thing or if it literally is, like, a Bernstein thing.
And it also, like, the vampire assumes that it's just, like, there's one vampire,
right.
You know?
Which is just not
vampire.
True.
Right. Like, this whole
It's a gay love story. Like, there isn't just one, unless it's, like, one heart, one soul, and then it's like, whoa.
Oh my god.
That's actually it. I think that's our review there.
That's, yeah, we're good, actually.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Jenni, I'm not going to introduce you. Thank you for your time today.
Cool. Bye. It was nice being here.
But yes, hello to everyone, first of all. Welcome to chaotic holiday time. In order to help with that,
Hell yeah.
We've brought in resident expert of holidays and furries, and also into the twilight, I think. Welcome to the space, Jenni. Are my notes right? Sorry.
Why furries?
We're just 2020. I want to get more money, and I know that they have money.
What the fuck?
So you have to know.
Ellie is just, like, looking at scribbled notes on her hand, and it's like, furry? That's right?
It started off this morning as writing down Cody's friend, and then it ended up somehow as just furry, so I assumed that you know how to unlock this puzzle.
Not
Does
at all.
anyone know how to unlock this puzzle?
No.
Well, the search continues. We will not rest.
Oh my goodness.
So, hi, first of all.
Hi.
Thank you for being here and putting up
Of course.
with Cody always, but me, and I'm sorry for that part especially. So,
It's fine.
okay, great. I say that about things that aren't fine too, so it's okay.
Oh my god.
The first thing that I like to do on this space is I ask Cody how they're doing, but fuck them for a second. Jenni, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I just ate some vegan food. It was really good. Yeah, doing
Heck
good.
yeah.
Watched the movie on the bus today. That's the vibe of the week.
That's something.
So
That
we're
is
feeling
a huge vibe.
we're feeling good.
Was the bus ride 2 hours long?
No.
Watching Interview with the Vampire the way Martin Scorsese intended.
Oh my god. On
your
my
phone,
iPhone.
on the bus, yeah.
On the 147.
That's cinema, baby. That's it.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't even... I feel like that would make me car sick as someone who doesn't get car sick. Of just like, there's so much happening. It's just an overload of stimuli, I think is what I'm imagining there. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
First of all.
Thank you.
Cody, how the hell are you doing?
I'm okay. We're recording on like a different time, so we're feeling a little... It's a fun new space that we're in.
It is.
Getting that Friday feeling.
Stop.
TGIF, baby.
Please stop.
What if I just become like a weird marketer that's like, girl boss, and like all these like weird cat buzzwords.
You're just an aggregator. Just a human aggregator.
Yeah, I'm just a soundboard of like post-woke capitalist, memes and catchphrases.
Damn.
That's my life now.
Wow.
How are you, dude?
I honestly, Cody, thank you so much for asking. I've waited so long to finally ask.
I can't believe you are just extending this false narrative.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Go to every episode of this podcast.
It's fine that you don't ask me how I'm doing. It's a great marriage that we have. So I'm great. I survived teaching today on Friday the 13th. That was also a full moon. That was also a holiday spirit assembly. And I'm not entirely sure how, but I did.
Braver than the Marines.
I try my best.
Yeah, truly.
And I'm also recording right now in a dark bedroom with a Christmas sweater on right now that has light up lights. And so it's a party in here right now.
Oh my god.
That is the vibe I'm bringing to the space tonight.
That's great.
And I also want to just take a moment and say, what the fuck are we doing on a Friday night? The true
Hell yeah, baby.
true content creators, and instead of like not doing anything and just relaxing or going out and doing something fantastic weird in our own studs right now. It's kind of beautiful. Just vibing. No electronics. Just vibes.
Not a cell phone in sight.
Oh my god.
Not a mic in sight, just vibes. So the first thing that I want to get to today, because I'm genuinely curious, is, Jenni, can you tell me everything about your backstory with Twilight and vampires, please, and thank you.
Okay, so you guys got like 24 hours, so...
Yeah.
I've got... Oh my god. It's...
I'll never
You
leave.
can just filibuster it. Just go as long as it takes.
Oh my god. I obviously read the books as soon as they came out. My mom had this rule that I could watch any movie if I read the book first, which was a bad idea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I read them when they came out, and I was probably, like, 10.
Okay.
10, 11, I think. How does math work?
I don't know.
But, yeah, so I was, like, 10 or 11, got so into them. I had a Twilight birthday party.
Pause.
Music
you
players.
can't. You can't just skip beyond that. How old were you? What? I need to know. Did you buy it from one of those catalog things? Tell me everything.
Oh, no, we made everything. We had, like, posters all over my basement. I have a Twilight blanket that I still own that we had, like, as, like, our picnic blanket on the ground.
Wow.
We put forks all over the walls. And my mom made
Set design on
bookmarks.
the budget, baby.
Yeah, we made it ourselves. And my mom made bookmarks and laminated them for everyone.
Oh,
which is very
What
cute.
a treasure.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was, like, very cute. And I really don't remember much about the party other than the decorations. But it was clearly important to me.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah,
And
of course.
I recall I used to own a shirt that said obsessive colon disorder.
Wow.
Which is so bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
And even crazier because I have OCD.
Well,
And like I was fooling myself, like but
wow.
I wore that in public.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you buy that for other than to just broadcast to the world, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to, like, make friends, you know.
Right.
No, but I bought the shirt to wear to the premiere of the DVD at Walmart.
Oh.
Yeah, went to the party.
Wow.
They had a whole thing. It was great. There were about 5 people there. Because I am from Ohio.
Sure. Gotcha. Okay. Makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, it was very small.
Somehow the forks make a lot more sense now. I don't know.
Oh my god. But yeah, it was just like very much my entire middle school experience was like Twilight is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. No,
So, yeah, I mean that was the life. And then I kind of forgot about it for 5 or 6 years.
Sure. As one.
And now we're here. Yes.
So, most important question then, and I think it was kind of answered by your shirt, but I'll ask nonetheless. Were you Team Jacob? Team Edward?
No. Team Edward.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Weird how that connects.
Allie, we're never gonna get one. I know. I know you try.
One day someone will come on and be like, I also wanted to fuck Jacob, and I'll be like, okay, great. It's fine. It's not a sustainable relationship, okay? It's just a thing. And then you move on.
Oh my god.
No, I swear to God, if anyone cuts that and sends that to Taylor Lautner, I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna call your mom. I don't know. So that's great. How then did you get to where you are now of like in a class about vampires? How did the tables turn?
Oh, yes. Oh, how the turns have tabled. You're welcome. I am really into horror stuff.
Sure.
So that kind of, I'm getting my master's in media and cinema studies, not to brag.
Not to flex.
Not to flex on ya, but I am getting a degree in movies. And
my dream.
And so I'm like researching like horror stuff, and I was like, oh, there's a class on monsters. I should take that.
Sure.
And of course there was a vampire class, and there was a paper assigned that day, and I was like, perfect. We'll go to my good old faithful Brad Pitt wig movie. Interview with a Vampire. And so I kind of dove back into that. I think the first time I saw it was for the 1994 issue for 14 East.
Wow.
I kind of picked it out of a hat. Like I just was like,
That's
what
beautiful.
I was like, what movies came out this year? And then I saw the poster for Interview with the Vampire, and I was like, that's the one.
Yeah, I mean it is a charming poster. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, what's going on here?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It definitely says like I want to know more for sure.
Exactly. So that's what got me in. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've come full circle back to vampires.
I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for your life, but I would say you almost never left.
Oh, true. Yeah, never. I mean, it's always been inside me.
Sure.
Jenny is a vampire.
Shh, don't tell him.
Yeah, can you just bleep that out, Cody?
Yeah,
Keep
just
it
bleep
in,
it
but
out.
just bleep it.
Yeah, like...
On it.
Man, that makes me think about all the TikToks that Cody has made me aware of like, the Twilight realm on there, where it's all these, like, women just putting 2 fucking dots of eyeliner on their neck, just being like, oh, this isn't a phase, this is not who I am.
Oh my god.
I definitely didn't do that when I was growing up, so it's fine.
Oh my god.
Nothing to worry about.
No, nothing.
It's cool.
Okay, well that honestly explains a lot more, I would say. And also I feel fully, I'm just going to quickly delete my movie notes out of here now that I know that you're like getting a job fucking in movie critique, because I'm pretty sure one of the notes I just put in was just like question marks. So I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't mean that my critiques are good.
Fair. I'm sure they are though. I want to dive back into this movie because I have so many questions after watching it for the first time a couple days ago. Just have to pause really quick because we have some current events here. Cody, do you have your toy?
Hold on. Great. And
Oh.
there we
Jesus.
go.
I thought the sad
Welcome to the
beep was
show.
it.
Don't judge my sad beeps. How dare you?
I feel like your whole life is just a selection of sad beeps. Like, I feel like if you listen
Yeah.
to this podcast backwards, it's just you making sad beeps.
I'm just going my day to day, just sad beeping it up.
Hi, what up? Welcome to Into the Twilight. I'm Sad Screams, that's Sad Beeps. We're dealing with it. Cody, you are up first today with your corner. Can you
Hell
tell
yeah.
us why?
It's K2 Fashion Corner, baby. We're
It
back.
almost needs its own theme song.
Right. I mean, like, every week we do this because every second of Kristen Stewart's life, she is wearing some sort of amazing, elaborate outfit that we have to talk about.
I just feel like at this point, like, her stylist is just looking me directly in the eyes and is like, you gonna pass out at some point? Like, are you good?
Yeah.
Casey just seen photographed in a white t-shirt and jeans, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what is this?
What's happening? No. But, so, for a screening of Seberg, which we've talked about somewhat on the podcast before,
Yes.
there was a screening for it, and K2 came out in this lovely two-piece situation because she's like a Chanel ambassador or whatever, so they're like fancy, this is fancy shit.
Yes.
And I'm into it. It's like this pastel pink, like, suit coat that's like bedazzled the fuck on like the ends and everything, and a cute little skirt, and nothing else besides
literally
just
nothing
giant
else.
jewelry going down her chest, and it's magical.
Ugh.
I'm bewitched.
I can't stop, especially because this is the first, well, it's the second photo, I guess, you see on this Vogue article, and the first one is, like, very powerful.
Oh, sure.
And very, like, naughty, and then you scroll down and you see nice, but also, like, not nice. But I can't stop making eye contact with this photo of her in the pink two-piece, because it's like staring into my soul.
Yes.
Which is a little
And
bit.
I'd like to point out that there is a small photograph of Kristen Stewart behind Kristen Stewart.
Yes!
It is so powerful.
And just a little sneak peek of the
It's like,
movie.
why?
This is not even the first time this has happened. We had a fashion corner once where she was like pointing to something and there was like another like
It was just
it had
her
her
behind.
name on it. Yeah, it was like, what is going on with this like duality of Kristen Stewart? I'm into it.
It's very
for
powerful.
sure. I'm just confused.
Yeah, I mainly have a lot of questions for the Amazon Studios folks that decided that this bookshelf was a good photo backdrop.
Yeah.
So
It looks very IKEA.
it does.
Yeah.
It does look
For
very
sure.
IKEA. Especially because the background is all black, and it looks like so is the carpet or floor. So when you scroll down to K2, it's like, is she wearing shoes?
No legs.
No, just none legs.
Left the building.
Yeah, it's left side boob, no legs, all over this place. But it is very beautiful. So thank you, K2, for doing the Lord's work. I appreciate it.
Every day.
Honestly. When she breathes, it is powerful. Okay, so I have so much power to bring to the space today. I have been dreaming for years to talk about this man. And there's just never really been an apt opportunity, but today is time to officially create the Harry Styles Corner.
Beep, 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 beep.
We can't play any of his music because we will literally die. They will come through and just knock the shit out of us. But so this is a article from The Cut titled "Some Very Important Information About Harry Styles' Ex-Girlfriend." And you might be like, well, neither of those people are vampires. So why? And neither of them represent toxic masculinity. So also why is it on the show? It's a great question. My son, Harry Styles, was in a relationship with this French model for a minute. And I was like, oh, cool, this is a very interesting article about Harry Styles. And then I scrolled down just a smidge more to find out that this woman has kissed, not only, has, like, aggressively made out with both my son, Harry Styles, and my father, Robert Pattinson. Oh my God. And I just need to talk to her personally.
Yeah, if there's anyone we need on the podcast more besides Stephenie Meyer, it's this woman. And arguably, she has so many secrets.
Mm-hmm. There's so many things that she can probably talk about here, and I want to know them all. In an ideal world, both Stephenie Meyer and this woman would be on the same episode, because I feel like that'd bring a lot of powerful energy to the space.
What a chaotic billing. That's
truly just a dual headliner. But yeah, she was in the infamous Dior ad with Robert Pattinson, and it's just, every time I remember that exists, it makes me so happy. It's like, oh, okay, the world's on fire, but, like, at least we have that ad, so that's good.
Yeah, and the good memes that came out of it.
Truly.
That was a great time on Twitter.
It was, yes. It still is. I think that there's still some people, especially recently with RPATs being cast, that remember that commercial existed, and that's very powerful to me.
Yeah.
Just welcoming them into the space of being thirsty.
It's got a long shelf life. It's an immortal commercial.
One could even say that it is never going to go out of style. So.
Wow. Okay.
And that someone is me. The last thing here, and I'm just going to quickly skip over this because I don't want to talk about it, but it's, like, important for the culture or whatever, is 50 Shades sold a lot of books this decade. And that's about it.
Yeah, it's rough. The number is 11.2 million copies, which is fucked up.
It is. Yeah. Arguing that it's one of the most popular books, and this trilogy has taken the top 3 slots of the most popular books of 2010s.
Good Lord.
And it's just like, there's so much better smut.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's, I think, the part that makes me the most sad about it.
There is a shining light in this piece. If you scroll down to this photo of Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, Jamie Dornan just looks like he has a little secret. That he's just fighting on. Just a little tiny secret. He's like, I know something. I'm not going to tell you, but I know something.
He just looks like such a little scamp.
Yeah, he is a rascal for sure.
Yeah, he's smizing.
This is his peak, like, chipmunk phase too, where he's like, the ratio of beard to hair, like, kind of doesn't work, and, like, his cheeks are really puffy, and he just looks so like he's gonna commit some fun crimes, like fun little inconsequential crimes.
I love the idea of trying to imagine that Jamie Dornan's idea of, like, a foolish prank is something that's very extravagant. So, like, he's smizing at the photographer, but what he's thinking inside is, like, I filled Dakota Johnson's trailer full of pennies. And it's like, what the fuck? Jamie, it's not a harmless prank, sir. That or he just farted. Like, I honestly can't tell what is happening on his face, but I want to know more.
Yeah.
Just a lot of scamp energy. Okay, I just remembered what we have to talk about next. And that's a lot of scamp energy in this one, too. So, arguably also a lot of, like, get out of my swamp energy, too. I don't know why, but I just feel that.
What is happening?
Oh my God.
I just feel it with the smoke, okay? I don't know where it's going, but I want to know more.
Your pull of references is truly just... The way that your brain makes these connections is astounding.
Cody, I'm old. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you think it's funny, but it's all just really sad if you, like, pull it out of context, you know?
These are my last 3 brain cells.
One is Twilight, the other is Shrek, and the last one is Jamie Dornan the Scamp. Like, that's nothing. I have to teach people, but that's my brain. It's my curse.
Yeah. And yet, you know, you persevere. You're doing the Lord's
I persist,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, she persisted.
Okay, so this is from the Digital Weekly. They're talking about how a Twilight prequel is supposedly in the works, except for that no one's talked about it at all. From what I can read about this, it seems like the reports anyway are coming off very like Midnight Sun, which I would die. I would die if they adapted that, like, because Midnight Sun really is something.
Right, they adapt the 100 pages that exist of Midnight Sun.
Yep. Just take a lot of liberties.
Yeah.
What I love most about this, though, is it is accompanied with, and I know this is so many photos for an audio medium, but this one is, like, very important. It's a lot of, they're all, like, basically new moon. Like, we've got, like, K-Stew, new moon era, the boys are in new moon era, and then we just get a little peek in the corner of Renesmee in what looks like a scarf. Like, I honestly can't tell. But it's a very beautiful photoshopped image that is both powerful and also haunting.
Yeah, definitely haunting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. There's too much power, I would say, in this. And Cody, can you remind me just real quick who made the image that we're looking at? Just real
Why
quick.
do I have to say it?
Well,
okay. Props for the Digital Weekly for accurately citing,
yes, thank
crediting
you.
their images. That's great. But the creator of this image is Poopiz. That's the name.
It's powerful.
There's no link. It's just that's it.
We just have to trust them.
I trust Poopiz for sure. For sure I do. You know what'd be really fucking funny though?
What?
On the idea of a Midnight Sun reboot.
Yeah.
Or I guess adaptation.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that they
fucking
did
reboot it.
So right.
Don't let Stephenie Meyer finish that thing. Let someone else
Well,
take
what I'm
over.
saying though is, what if they do it so faithfully that they also don't finish?
Oh
That they just
my God.
Do a hard stop in the faith of Stephenie Meyer.
It's just like a found footage film, basically.
Right, they just Blair Witch fucking Stephenie Meyer's brain.
Wow. Yeah, I think the way that I can imagine it, I'm like seeing it all in my head right now about like how Midnight Sun really ends. And it's going to end with the footage just cutting off with like fucking Edward crushing his cell phone in Brazil. When he finds out that Bella's like, quote, dead. And that's where it is. Like the camera just like tilts sideways and then he just like flies off into Brazil, just furious.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's all I want. That or I'm scared. I'm scared of them doing that. Jenny, what is your favorite Twilight book, by the way? I forgot to ask you that earlier.
Oh my God.
Well, it's just answer.
I haven't read them in so long. Probably Eclipse.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting choice.
Interesting choice.
I couldn't tell you why, but I feel like that's the one I read the most.
Was it because of Rosalie?
Probably.
That or Jasper. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I really liked all of like the Cullens more than like Bella.
Oh, yeah.
sure.
So it
Understandable.
was probably that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eclipse is really something there. Okay, I don't know that I have the emotional capacity to talk about this next set of images. So I'm going to tap out on this one and just gleefully enjoy the space. Because, wow.
Yeah, that's great. I also know nothing. I did no research on this. I just saw this on Twitter, and I'm like, we have to talk about
Oh my
it.
God.
I don't know that we need that. I don't know that we need the research on it.
No.
I did a little research on this one.
Please?
Oh, shit.
Please.
Jenny into the space.
Okay, because I saw it on Twitter and I was like, I need to know. So they're not dating.
Well, don't.
But they're friends.
Sure.
And who's to say Zoe Kravitz isn't in an open marriage? Like, we don't know.
Right.
So
Fair enough.
there's possibilities.
And, like,
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson's with Chris Martin. I'm sure that if Dakota was like, do you see what Zoe Kravitz looks like? Chris Martin would be like, yeah, that's fair, actually.
Yeah, I think all parties would be like, yeah, do it. Like, go ahead. So
This is, yeah.
I don't know, but...
What a powerful couple that would be. They just look so hot together.
It looks so good. Dakota Johnson looks so tall.
Yes.
I know. It's powerful.
I've only ever seen her, like, shorter than people next to her. And so it's so nice to see her, like, you know what? Actually, I am tall. It's, and also
This jacket is fabulous.
Good jackets, good pants.
Yeah, good fits all around.
Very good. Good color coordination, which is...
Go team.
Yes.
I do love a red and black fit, so that means a lot to me personally to see that happen there. Also, I have to imagine that is Zoe Kravitz is wearing the world's longest scarf there, yeah?
I mean, her father did kind of start that.
Pioneer that, yeah.
Right.
Just carrying on the
Kind of
legacy.
whole thing.
Yeah. It's like part of the family tradition. She has to.
Sure, that makes sense. That came out. That Kravitz scarf thing came out in the 2010s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Wow. Just thinking about all of the people that have done their like meme countdowns, and that one's not included, which is just disrespectful.
Alex is making her own 2010s list, like best of the decade.
Oh my god.
It's all the Kravitz.
Yeah, it's just lots of different edits there. That's for sure. Okay, so let's talk about this movie. Jenny, why did you bring this movie to the space?
Okay, so Interview with the Vampire is a crazy movie. It is just it is so awful but so great, and it has like this weird lasting power in that it's still like it's still in the space. Like when you talk about vampire movies, it's always brought up. It's always like in those top few movies. And I think honestly it is Tom Cruise's best work.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. that is the reason.
The way that you're describing Interview with the Vampire being part of the like canon, it makes me just think of like fucking Axe body spray. Like it just doesn't leave. Like it's just it's the
like it's not because it's good.
No, just like Axe body spray.
Here.
Yeah, it just doesn't go away for sure.
Yeah.
No, I agree. So, Cody, did you watch this? Have you watched this movie prior to talking about this?
Yeah, it's been a really long time though.
Oh, okay, so you would see. Okay,
but I rewatched it today.
Cool, cool. I went into this fresh, and I somehow did not. I was apparently creating my notes on my app when the like credits started on this incredibly slow, like full of credits at the beginning movie, and did not realize, but should have, my mistake, that this was an Anne Rice. She's got her stink all over this.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
baby.
Yes, she wrote the book and the screenplay,
which makes so much more sense now. Like I'm able to contextualize my watching experience, being like, oh, okay, that's her brand of stuff there.
Fun little Anne Rice-isms, you know, just sprinkled about.
Yeah, that, first of all, like, I knew about this movie, obviously, because, like, it's Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and I only watch old movies that are on, like, fucking TNT or whatever the hell. But I had never seen this, and so I was a little bit scared of it growing up, because I had a friend who had this movie poster in their room, and I was like, that looks scary. I'm not gonna do that. There were so many people in there that I was not expecting. Did not expect Antonio Banderas. Did not expect Kirsten Dunst. Like, it is full, like, early, mid-90s flavor in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's Kirsten Dunst's first movie.
That's wild. She's very powerful in this.
She really is.
She's so good.
She really acts the hell out of that role.
I agree. Yeah, it feels like there was not a lot provided on the script other than just like act whiny, and she was like, "Great, I got this. I know my character very well. I'm gonna do it."
Well, there's something interesting about the performance too, because like she's playing a child, right? But then who has been a child for like 30 plus years and forever. And so she has this, like, weird haggardness of, like, being an old woman and, like, being begrudging, but still, like, trapped in a tiny
she's just
body.
adorable.
And right, it's still just a child, and it's amazing that she's able to, like, convey all those things while still, like, literally being a child.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of child vampires.
Right.
It's really just Renesmee.
Yeah, the only ones I can readily think of are the newborns from the Twilight Saga, and they just got, like, thrown into a fire, so arguably Claudia's doing better than most, I would say.
Sure, yeah.
So, background on here that I didn't know was, one, this is, like, a very well-nominated movie for, like, art and score, which I get after watching this, like, I understand. What I did not realize until, like, an hour ago or so before I was preparing, that, Brad Pitt fucking hated his time on this, which is amazing to me. Like, one, Anne Rice that wasn't her first choice, was, like, Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, which seems wild, because, like, what do you mean? What other, like, cultural touchstones could you get?
Yeah. Especially during that time, it's like, these are the dudes.
They're the dudes.
The guys.
But according to the Wikipedia page, anyways, Anne Rice had considered other people, including, but not limited to, the one and only John Malkovich. Which...
Could you
imagine? I'd like to see it.
All I can imagine now is...
a fun, flirty wig?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
I just want to take the movie John Malkovich now and just turn it into Interview with the Vampire. Of just someone interviewing John Malkovich in a very, like, fluffy wig at this point.
Yes.
Also, other things I did not realize was Rice was dealing with Hollywood's perception of homophobia, and she wanted to just kind of switch the script around a little bit to maybe have Cher there instead of Tom Cruise, which is like, what? I just want to know about these B-side movies more than the original one at this point.
Cher.
Just Cher.
So important. Just Cher. Why not?
Why not? Why not Cher?
She wouldn't have to do anything. She would just be there.
Yep.
She'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, great.
Yeah, I want to know more about that movie.
Yes.
A lot. And then just another note that I found was that, Brad Pitt was incredibly depressed, apparently, when you film in London in the winter, only night shoots. He was just, like, really struggling with that and the sad script that he had, which sucks, I guess. So,
it's a really sad movie.
It is. It is a really sad movie. I want to know all of your thoughts about this movie, because I was shocked the entire time about what was going on.
It is. Yeah, it was very strange watching it on public transit and knowing people could, like, see what I was watching.
Sure.
And as I was watching, I was like, oh, I forgot about this, to every scene. Most of my thoughts are regarding the wigs.
As they should be. That's fair.
And also just the amount of ruffles in the movie really just does something to me.
Right?
And I mean, I think it's just really interesting because, like, Brad Pitt, he's not like the other vampires, you know? Like, he's sad and he has a moral conflict.
Right. One could even say he's not like other girls, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
It gave off a lot of, as someone who hadn't seen this before, it gave off a lot of, like, Frankenstein vibes to me, of Brad Pitt just being like, I don't understand, like, why did you make me? Why am I here? Why am I alive? Just having an existential crisis.
It's super existential.
And that plus him being in all of this, like, late 1700s garb with a woman just, like, on his neck, just kissing, and he's, like, just completely disassociating. It's like, there's a real vibe there.
It's a mood. Yeah, and also, I can't believe we haven't talked about Christian Slater yet.
Okay, well, yes.
Be still my heart.
Oh my god. He's wonderful.
He's the best. I've said this on probably every episode of this podcast, intrinsically or not. But Christian Slater is so fucking hot. It's so stupid.
It shouldn't even be fair.
Right. And, like, especially during this, like, chunk of time, like, late 80s, early to late 90s, was just him doing kind of the same thing and just being Christian Slater, because that was commercially successful and also just great, like, cult stuff.
Yes.
But this is so good at that too, because he's just like begrudging journalist. Like, being
like any begrudging journalist character, I'm like, oh yes, I love you. But like when it's Christian Slater wearing these weird glasses, like absolutely.
This face.
Yes.
With tousled fucking hair.
Oh my god. Me? Just talking to Brad Pitt in the weirdest apartment I've ever seen.
In this vaguely unfurnished apartment.
Why is it a triangle?
I don't know.
Like, what?
Who is the architect? Who did this?
To be fair, I resonate with that set designer a lot, because when I think about San Francisco, I also think about like triangle-shaped buildings. And so I feel like that's what was happening, is they were like, I don't know, it's good for angles. It just needs angles.
Can we talk about how this is a gay movie?
Please.
Okay, this movie is so gay.
The most rife with homoeroticism.
The fact that none of the men kissed each other haunts me to this day.
Like, what's up?
Okay,
they did without the camera on, I guess, because like,
I mean, they
had to have. Yeah.
I mean, like, Brad Pitt put his mouth like in Antonio Banderas' mouth, but they didn't kiss.
The lengths that they went to so they wouldn't actually kiss.
Like that monologue where he was just talking into his mouth, like.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting, too, looking back on it. I knew it was, like, kind of a joke that this was, like, a gay movie, like, gay subtext. But, like, looking back, I'm like, oh, this is, like, a gay movie.
There was no subtext
really
at all.
Gay movie. Because, like, even the first, like, interaction and, like, or that, like, climactic scene where he's being turned and everything, is, like, an absolute metaphor for cruising. Like, shot for shot, beat for beat. They just, two dudes meet in the woods alone and then just, like, go at each other in a really hypersexual way.
Yeah, like, obviously, like, vampires sucking each other is a metaphor for sex always, so the amount of times that it happens between men in this is, like,
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a gay movie, and also the two, like, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt raising a child.
Yes!
Come on.
That's a gay family. She has two dads. I mean, she kisses one of them later, which is fucked up. But she has two dads.
And literally, like, Tom Cruise was like, all right, I'm gonna orchestrate this whole thing so he doesn't leave me. I'm literally gonna introduce a child to this relationship so we stay together. Yes. This is a gay partnership.
This is gay. He picked a man to be his lifelong partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all felt very intentional to me. In the first couple minutes, I looked over at my boyfriend. I was like, this is a gay movie, right? Like, it's not just like, was this part of the culture? As they were like, holy shit, I can't believe that. I almost said Brad Cruz and Tom Pitt, but like, honestly, like,
I mean, it may as well be. They are married.
They are actual, like, soulmates in this, and the fact that it could be read as anything other than that feels absurd to me.
It's absolutely just wrong. Like,
it's incorrect. Yeah, they just didn't watch the same film.
Yeah, I mean, also Anne Rice is, like, has said that she's gay.
Well, I mean, so, that tracks based on what I know about her books, so...
Yeah, she was interviewed a few years ago, and she said, I consider myself a part of the LGBT community.
Well, damn. All right.
So.
Okay.
How diplomatic, Anne Rice.
She's with us.
No longer an ally, but a founder of the space.
She's an LGBT and a Q. She said, I am all of them.
Yeah, she just snatched them all up.
She needs to give them back. A lot of people could use those. So, like,
she caught them all. They're all hers.
The scariest Pokemonster.
Anne.
Yeah.
Just hoard all of them. Jesus.
Oh,
that's not how monopolies work, Ms. Rice. Please share with the public. Yeah, this movie is really something. Okay, I would be remiss not to talk about my favorite scene of this, and there's so many, it's hard to choose, but objectively my favorite scene is when Brad Pitt is trying to kill that old woman and her dogs are just, like, barking the entire time. Oh, because I watched this with the captions on because I have to, and the the whole time he was trying to like have this immortal crisis of like, I can't kill this woman, the fucking dogs in the captions were just like arf arf arf, and I'm like,
yes. I noticed that too.
It's so powerful.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's so good.
One other thing that I feel like would be remiss not to talk about is the fact that there's that one moment with the angel statue that somehow becomes alive and then is never brought up again. Who is she?
Yeah.
What is her journey? What part of vampire powers allows you to like create people out of stone and just like, okay, this gargoyle is now a friend of mine. I have
That only vampires can see.
The powers in this movie don't make any sense.
No.
Oh no.
My favorite power is that they can only cry once or twice.
Yeah.
Like, I
you
feel
just
that.
get the one. You just get the one. Use it wisely.
He was like, oh, I already cried. I'm done now.
I'm gonna say that in
Yeah,
therapy
system.
tomorrow. I should be like, sorry, I can't. I've maxed out my amount, so.
I'm all dried up. Sorry. Got nothing in here.
Oh,
Nothing.
Yeah, there's a part too, I think like pretty early on in the movie where Tom Cruise is like absolutely baffled about the fact that Brad Pitt can't read minds. And he's like, I don't understand. Just read her mind. I don't read her thoughts. And fucking Brad Pitt looks over like, hello? I don't, what?
I do love too that like on the note of the stone lady, like Christian Slater's going like, oh, so what does it look like when you're a vampire? Like, what are the new things that you're seeing? And he's like, no, I can't explain it. And he's like, well, can you like try a little bit? Keep it a little bit. He's like, no way. And there's like no other, like the whole point of a movie is like, oh, let's get into the visual aspects of what is cool. That being transfixed in a new type of reality. It's like, nah, everything looks exactly the same. We're never going to bring that up ever again.
Yep.
And also, what the fuck is up with this interview? What is Christian Slater writing? Where is this going to go?
Essay.
Is he going to submit this to his editor, and his editor is going to be like, sorry, this is all fake, so...
Yeah, he's going to be like, vampires don't exist, so...
I noticed you filed a 10,000 word essay on vampires when I asked for
On
a
one
500
vampire.
word review on the vampire.
On the vampire, because there's only one, and it is Brad Pitt.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I also love that he lived for that long, but he kept the sideburns in the hair.
Yes.
When he was bit.
Powerful. They see him
He
go
knows
through
his
so many
brand.
different costume changes throughout the decades, and he still has the same facial hair and hair situation. It's
crazy.
powerful. It's like Shane and the L Word. It goes
Oh my
on
God.
forever. Just
You
keep
just
the
have
same
to.
shtick. Yeah. If it works, it works, you know?
Yes. I respect it. You know, as someone who, like, my ideal wardrobe would be my favorite sweater and jeans every day, just but like multiple pair, like a Christian Grey style wardrobe with instead of it being
You're
the
just
same
a cartoon
suit.
character.
Yes, like I get it. I get the brand. I understand.
Yeah.
I respect it. I'm gonna just at Anne Rice here. What the fuck's up with the racial stereotypes you got going on in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What's up with that?
Rough.
Ms. I have
it's-
all the identities, Anne Rice? What's up?
The amount of times that they said Creole in this movie.
I could have been
Wild.
drunk off it, you know?
Yeah, true. Oh my god. Yeah, Brad Pitt owned slaves in this movie.
Yeah.
That's really
So-
something.
Like, first introductory sentence, like, yeah, man, on a plantation, what's good? It's like, no,
It's
uh-oh,
like, no
bad.
shit. That's not good.
Yeah, I did not like...
Yeah.
I was very confused by the whole thing, too. Like, it didn't seem quite necessary, but, I mean,
It
whatever.
definitely wasn't.
So...
No. Because they're also, like, not integral to the plot, really.
Nope.
Like, they're just side characters that kind of appear in one or two large moments. But, like, nothing... The narrative does not rely on their reactions or their place in the narrative at all.
Yeah, no, it's completely... They didn't need it there at
Right.
all. And the fact that they made this movie in 1994 and they were like, we should keep the plantation part. That sounds that seems good. We should do that.
When all I wanted the whole time, and I only got it in the last couple minutes, was vampires in cars and knowing how said cars work.
Yes.
That's what I wanted, was I want to see vampires in the modern world, but alas, no.
Yeah, I need someone to edit that video of Tom Cruise in the car with "Life is a Highway" playing. Like, I just want that.
Oh my god.
Yes.
It's beautiful. His hair flows in the wind. It's gorgeous.
And he is really gonna ride it all night long. So, like, I get it.
Quite literally.
In so many different ways.
You know, life's just a highway when you're a vampire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know
true.
What I mean?
That's what they say.
Is Tom Cruise doing stand-up? Is anyone?
Anyone?
Who else feel
They
like
only
life's a
have
highway?
vampire-based humor.
My only comedy is from Rascal Flatts, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's a small niche, but those who get it really get it. So there's a market for everybody, you know?
They're very rich fans.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they pay very well. There's okay, there's like 3 notes on here that I feel like I need to bring up because I don't remember when they happened. I just know that I wrote it down. One is I said, why can I see every single one of Tom Cruise's neck veins?
The veins are really wild.
Yeah.
He was doing
Also-
the most.
Yes. Also, shout out Brad Pitt's forehead vein.
Okay.
Yes. Unsung hero of this film. Best supporting actor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, wow. There was apparently also a part here where I mentioned that my favorite pairing was just fucking Brad Pitt and fire. Like, just having an existential crisis with fire in the background. Because my boyfriend said this too, that, like, the fire budget on this film was incredibly big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I do have a note that just says the flying man on fire, hot.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's
else.
fair. That's fair.
That's all you need. That's it.
Yeah, that's all we need.
And my last one here, that, Cody, I know you're going to be upset about this, but, like, we do have to talk about the fact that he was watching Nosferatu. So, like, what?
Oh my god.
It's
There's
all
vampire
connected,
meta
baby.
in here. Everything is connected.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is a cinephile in this movie.
That makes...
And
True to form. Yeah.
yeah.
Art imitates life.
Well, and it makes sense, because, like, he wants to see himself represented in this world, and, you know, Brad Pitt is equally, as a vampire, is equally as attractive as Nosferatu as a vampire, and so, like, it makes sense to me that, like,
Just so
Oh my
ludicrous.
they both give off the same, like, I hate this world, but I'm also, like, horny for love kind of feeling to me,
Oh
so,
my
like, I
God.
get it. You know? I just want them to be able to meet.
Oh.
That's all I want.
Just
Oh
be
my
friends.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all. And then also, like, I mean, I feel like it's obvious, right, that Kirsten Dunst just needed a mom in that whole thing, and so she just kept, like, trying to make moms. And,
Yeah.
and Tom Cruise was like,
Are you my mom? Are you my mom? Can you be my mom?
Tom Cruise was like, I am your mom and your dad. Get this the fuck away from me. So, wow. It's all, I mean,
Yeah.
great movie, really.
Cinema.
Yeah, this is when cinema was invented, actually, by Neil Jordan in 1994.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole scene when Kirsten Dunst dies and just becomes ash, and then
Oh my God.
Brad Pitt cries and breathes his daughter in, very powerful. That's art.
True.
I don't know if you know it, but, like, add that to your masters. You know what I mean? Like, that's art. You
Yeah.
only love someone if you inhale their ash. You get it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what they say about all the millennials these days. They eat ash.
Oh.
I mean,
My God.
That's the worst thing I've ever said.
But it's like I
It's
want
so
it on
true.
a t-shirt. Like it's so cursed, but so important.
that's how Tom Cruise needs to start his setup. Like, he needs to start his comedy routine with, you know what, kids these days. And everyone's like, oh God, Tom Cruise, no. But then he whips it around. He subverts it.
Yeah.
Well, this movie was really something. And I'm not going to watch it again, but I'm glad that I did.
Yeah,
But I did it the one.
Yeah, I can't believe I've seen this twice.
And that just feels like so much time. Because there were so many parts in that where I was like, ooh, we're still going?
Yeah, this movie is so long, and the plot is just a straight plateau.
Right. It drags for so long. Like, once it's, like, after the first hour, it is just, like, nothing happens. And then it's kind of fun at the end, and then it's like, what happened? Why is there 40 minutes of nothing?
Yeah, it's a weird movie. I would not recommend.
One thing I feel... First of all, you recommended this, and then I had to watch it. So rude. I'm
so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. The other part was, as we were watching this, my boyfriend said this would work better as a mini series, like a TV show format. And I feel like that would help kind of cut some of the middle part that felt like it dragged on for a while.
Yeah. It's also, it's a book series.
Right.
So I don't know how much they stuck to just one book for this one, but I feel like they kind of crammed some stuff in there.
That I can say that that's correct, even though I don't know that factually it is. It just feels, right to me on there. Well, final thoughts for our immortal dads.
Our fathers.
Truly the founding fathers of vampires.
I have a few quick things.
Please.
One, when Brad Pitt gets so emotionally moody that he just decides to burn the house down.
Oh, yeah.
This giant mansion in the most dramatic way possible. It's a vibe and a mood.
It is.
I'm obsessed with it. Also, I think these are all Brad Pitt adjacent because he's so good in this movie. But there's another moment where, Tom Cruise pours him this, rat blood in a chalice so he has to make him feel better about drinking blood. And he just, begrudgingly, gets two palms out and just wraps them around this goblet in the most awkward way possible. He just, cups it on either side of his hands. Never touching with his fingers, just his palms. And then when they do their fun little tap dance in the, outdoor, weird corridor thing that's happening, they, go up and dance on the top of the ceiling.
Yes.
It brings me joy.
I feel like there could be a whole other book specifically about the Vampire Theater Company.
Yes.
And I feel honestly a little bit betrayed that, Vampire Academy is not that. That just feels like a one-to-one kind of thing there for me.
That would make it better, truly.
But it's fine. I guess we just get a brief little moment of some vampires that are very jealous of the whole situation and just try to fucking kill Brad Pitt. So whatever. I'll just be salty about it. But yeah, I mean, wow. Congrats, Christian Slater, for getting the life you really wanted out of that movie. Mm-hmm. You wanted the attention from vampires and you got it in the most amount possible.
Yes.
So, but wow. I mean, I'm glad that you brought this to the space, and I'm also glad to never talk about this movie again, I think.
Yeah, me too.
That's fair. But next week, we have, and I know that we teased this last week, but for real though this time, we're actually gonna watch Beastly. So, I don't want to watch it, but I'll watch it. I love Vanessa Hudgens. It'll be fine. It'll just be awful. So
yeah, we make sacrifices for the people we love all the time, so it's fine.
It's true. It's true. We have a couple patrons to thank, and today I curated for you, a nice sample of tasty morsels, and those morsels are from the Screen Rant. This piece is 10 things that actually aged well in the Twilight Saga.
Ooh.
So we got a little bit of that so far for you. Cody, would you like to start?
Hell yeah. Shout out Jenni Jasper.
Whew. What a name.
Whose gonna be number 2. It's simple style. Which I don't think can be described towards the Twilight movies even a little bit.
It's just a very simple, low-key aesthetic. I don't understand what's not to get.
Super chill.
It's just...
great.
Yeah, it's just...
Catherine Hardwicke, famously a minimalist in her approach to things.
A very hard filter person. She just doesn't...
Yeah.
She just doesn't like him, you know? The next person that I want to take a moment and just shout out is Kelly Beck.
Woo!
And Kelly, you are obviously going to be number 4 of something that never gets old. The thoughts and feelings of a teenager.
Love it.
None that are hyperbolic at all.
No.
Nope.
Very accurate.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out Sophia Salinger.
Pew, 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 pew.
Who's obviously gonna be number 7, the soundtrack.
Oh my god. The
Bops on bops.
Now, Jenny.
Yes.
Which movie has the best soundtrack in your opinion?
New Moon.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
You chose the right answer, so it's great.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny I can say to that other than just, yeah, it fucks.
Yeah.
So
I mean, St.
You're allowed
Vincent
to
is
stay
on
on the
it,
episode.
so thank you.
All right, shout out to Aaron Salinger,
Woo!
who's gonna be, and I have to say it because I know Cody won't, number 8, Jacob's character. Things that will never get, that actually aged well. Jacob's character. Nothing bad about his character at all. Really fits in with the times, one would say.
I have to cut you off because you will not stop unless I do. Shout out Taylor, Brown, Town, Wantner.
Stronger than the Marines.
Braver
Incredibly
and
powerful.
stronger. Don't get it fucking twisted.
Thank you for your service.
Who's gonna be number 6? The unintentional comedy.
I have... why did they choose this screen cap of Nessie being like, this is comedy, folks. I don't know if you knew.
Remember this fucking gag? Remember we were all just busting our guts over this?
Wow. Last but never least is Katie Weber. And Katie, I feel like it's obvious for you, and I'm sorry if you didn't immediately resonate with this one, but it's obviously number 9, the will they won't they angle.
Ooh.
Because what's gonna happen, you know?
No
one knows.
To this day, people are still trying to find out. Yeah, I hope they figure it out.
Honestly. What I also want to know is, Jenny, what fanfiction did you bring to the space today?
Okay, so it's called When at Gay Pride.
All right. You have my attention.
I'll read you the one-sentence synopsis.
Thank you.
Bella attends the Gay Pride Parade in Amsterdam while visiting her friend Alice during her studies abroad.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where we are.
I can't wait.
All right. And now we prepare for a dramatic reading.
Please. Yes.
It was honestly difficult to pick a section because there's so much crazy stuff.
I'm sure.
There's so much happening. Okay. So Bella, she starts. Did you ever experiment with Alice or another girl? The question catches me off guard and I almost choke on my beer. Once I've regained my composure, I take a moment to formulate a response. The thing is, I have been curious about what it would be like to be with a girl, but I don't see myself in a relationship with a girl. My boyfriend in high school had been raised very traditionally and was quite homophobic, so I never brought it up when I was with him. We broke up when he found out that Alice is bi.
Wow.
And with Edward, I don't have a need to do anything about the curiosity I might have. Well, with Alice it was never an issue because we've always just been friends. Besides, I'm not her type, I explain with a wink. I suppose there may have been times when I was a little curious, but I never acted on it. And now you're happy with Edward, she concludes. I'm extremely happy with Edward. We're a great match. He is also very understanding about my being slightly curious. What do you mean? Well, if I were to ever want to experiment with a woman, he would be okay with it, as long as I'm honest about it. He knows it would just be to settle a curiosity, and I would be coming home to him. Ruse contemplates that for a moment, a thoughtful expression on her face. So if you and I were to hook up, that'd be okay? She eventually asks.
Ooh.
My mind immediately conjures up an image of her lips on mine, and my fingers in her hair as our bodies press close together, and I swallow thickly, knowing I might be blushing. Let's ask him, shall we? I suggest then. Her mouth drops open before a wicked grin takes over her face. She nods at me encouragingly as I take out my phone once more to send Edward a text.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
What does that text look like? Is it just emojis?
I have no idea.
I want to know everything.
It's in the fanfic. It is 5,000 words long.
Wow.
Thank
Well,
God.
I'm so glad that I'm going to get off this call and just definitely not read that.
Yeah, it's
business?
bad. I read most of it.
Oh, well, that's a shame. But thank you for bringing that. That is powerful.
Gay rights.
Yes. I'm so glad that we were able to usher in Anne Rice to this conversation so we could actually talk about gay rights for once on the show.
It's about time.
Yes.
Jenni, where can people find you and support the important work that you are doing in this world?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at queerxoh. That's where it is. Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yep.
Yes.
That's where I live.
That's where the party's
That's where I live. That's my home. And I live there.
Oh, goddamn. Well, this has been a joy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to never talk about this movie again. But it's been beautiful this time that we've spent together. And as we say here in Seattle,
Get bit.
and get whipped.
Ooh.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause, you can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrausFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.